guys, it's Reagan, and today I'm going to be talking about why I think Kylo Ren will be redeemed in episode 9. So first off, I want to say that I know it seems crazy that Kylo Ren will be redeemed because he has killed his father, he's killed a ton of people, and it's just crazy. But you have to remember that Star Wars is a fairy tale, and a lot of people at Lucasfilms have been saying lately that Star Wars is a fairy tale. They've been saying exactly that. In reality, Kylo Ren will be facing life imprisonment and be put on death penalty depending on where the case was. But Star Wars is not reality, thank God for that, because reality sucks and it would be so boring if Star Wars was just like reality. So that's the first thing I wanted to highlight. Now I'm going to kind of talk about some of the things that I said in my Reylo video and just kind of go into greater detail about. Side note, thanks guys for watching my Reylo videos. Now the most viewed video on my channel. At this point that I'm recording this video, it has 3,100 views, which is crazy to me because I posted it and I was like, oh, okay, I'll maybe get 40 views, and then it just like took off and I was really surprised. So thanks guys for that. And to all my 2 subscribers, hey, thanks for subscribing. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, so thanks guys for that. That was really awesome. So yeah, well, into that sidebar. So I talked about in my Reylo video that I think that Kylo Ren is reverse Anakin. So in The Force Awakens, Kylo Ren is very much Darth Vader, and then in The Last Jedi, he turns more Revenge of the Sith Anakin. I think it will progress where in Episode 9, just as Anakin turned at the very end of Revenge of the Sith, I think that Kylo Ren will turn and it will be at the very, very end of Episode 9. And I do think there'll be some parallels, especially to Attack of the Clones in Episode 9. The parallel that I think that they're going to use is when Princess Leia or General Organa dies. I think that it will be a parallel to Attack of the Clones, just as Shmi died. And unlike Anakin, where Anakin killed all the Tusken Raiders, I think that Kylo Ren will do the opposite, and I think he will end up saving some people and like calling off attack or something like that because he feels his mother's death and is grieving her because she will probably die at the hands of the First Order. And it would just kind of have him assess like the real cost of war and just make him feel like really guilty about that in that moment. So that's why I think he will save people. So I think that's the main parallel that will go there. Also, there will be a parallel between Return of the Jedi and Episode 9 if Kylo Ren is redeemed, as Darth Vader was redeemed at the very end of Return of the Jedi. Now, Darth Vader did die at the end of that, and I will talk more about why Kylo really can't die at the end of Episode 9. But Darth Vader is also a lot older than Kylo Ren will be at the end of Episode 9, as the time jump that they're probably going to use is only a couple of years. So Kylo Ren will be in his early 30s, where Darth Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi was a lot older than that. And I do feel like Kylo Ren will be influenced by Anakin. I would love to see Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker as a Force Ghost, telling Kylo, don't make the same mistakes as me. You really need to learn from what I have done and things like that, and kind of push Kylo away from Kylo Ren and show him that like being Darth Vader did not fulfill anything for him, and just help Kylo get rid of the Kylo Ren persona and just be more Ben Solo. I also think that they will use Luke as a Force Ghost. I think they might use some comedic Force Ghost Luke to kind of like, I don't know, just torment Kylo, but I also think that eventually there'll be more of a heart-to-heart, like Luke talk to Kylo Ren and kind of tell him, I'm sorry for failing you, blah, 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 and kind of give more light to why Luke almost betrayed Ben Solo and just kind of bring closure to that relationship. I think that will also help progress Kylo Ren's redemption arc. Also, Han Solo's death must mean something. Now, people have been saying that Han Solo died to show that Kylo Ren really has no soul. He is totally evil and just gonna be the ultimate supreme leader and just terrible. However, if Kylo Ren had no soul, then he would have easily been able to kill his mother, but he hesitated and ultimately didn't kill her and didn't blow up the bridge. It was blown up by the TIE fighters behind him. So, it shows that Kylo Ren still has a soul. Also, Snoke said in the beginning of The Last Jedi that killing Han Solo has torn Kylo apart. And killing his father just left him more conflicted. Kylo thought that it wouldn't, and it would make him stronger on the dark side and eliminate the light side. But killing his father and grieving his father has kind of shown him how terrible his choices he's made on the dark side is. And I also think that Han Solo's death kind of acts as a catalyst for Kylo Ren's redemption arc, where it shows him kind of consequences of the Resistance versus the First Orders, and then it kind of will end, and Leia's death will be the beginning and the end of Kylo's redemption arc, as it just shows that he has lost both parents because of the First Order, and he has been a part of that, and I think it will really cause him to grieve and kind of reflect and really take a step back and realize what he is doing and just why he needs to return to the light side and just get rid of the dark side, as it is ultimately making him kill the ones he's loved, either by his own hand or just by the First Order in general. Some of the biggest evidence that there is that Kylo Ren will be redeemed is that Kathleen Kennedy said that the Star Wars saga films will always be about the Skywalker family. And you might think, oh, Episode 9 is the last Star Wars saga film because that's what George Lucas originally intended and all this. But however, the Star Wars franchise has made so much money that I feel that they will continue to do it. Obviously, they will make an Episode 10 because they want all that dough. They want more of those billions and billions of dollars that the Star Wars saga films give them. And I do think they will take a break. I think that what they're going to do is probably announce that they're going to do the Obi-Wan Kenobi films, because everyone is obviously wanting that, and do like an anthology and just do a couple films, and probably give Obi-Wan Kenobi the December spot that after Episode 9 is over, and kind of give them that. And then I feel that they will continue with Rian Johnson's trilogy, maybe give him the May spot and kind of alternate between those two, and have some more Star Wars stories, like maybe a story about the Knights of Ren, because people have asked about that, and just some other things that they can do solo films about, and maybe even like Boba Fett or something, because he is such a fan favorite, and things like that. I think they might continue with that, but I do think that they're going to want to leave the door open for Episode 10. So the only one that can continue on the Skywalker legacy is obviously Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, because if you take an inventory, Luke is dead and he had no children in canon. Leia is, well, currently she's not dead as of yet, but we know her character will die in Episode 9, and Leia is too old to have any more children. And it has been stated, canonically, there's only one child between the Skywalker twins, which is Ben Solo. So, he is obviously the only one to continue on his family line. And I think that they kind of have been showing that who he's going to continue on the line with, which is obviously Rey, because they're starting to make Reylo more evident, and the Force is kind of pulling these two equals together, because they will balance out the Force, and together they will bring balance to the galaxy. And I do think that Kylo Ren and Rey are either symbolically or literally reincarnations of Anakin and Padme, that they are meant to be together. And unlike Anakin and Padme, where Padme wasn't a Force user, I think that because both of them are Force users and total equals, that they will have greater influence over each other and ultimately make the relationship be able to work. So there's that. I think that Kylo Ren and Rey will have a lot of screen time probably in Episode 9. I think they're going to do some Force bonds. I think there's going to have some encounters, and I do think that Rey will be Kylo Ren's weakness especially, and maybe she'll go on missions and something and she'll maybe spot him, but he will never be able to kill her. There'll be screen time because on IMDb it is stated that Adam Driver is playing Kylo Ren / Ben Solo in Episode 9. So you might be thinking, well, he's been called Ben Solo in The Last Jedi by Rey at the end of it, so like, that's not that big of a deal. Well, in The Last Jedi, Adam Driver is credited just as Kylo Ren. Also, in The Force Awakens, he is obviously credited as just Kylo Ren. So, that is a difference, and I do think that that shows that there will be more screen time with Rey, as she's the only one that is really alive. They'll call him probably Ben Solo, or there might be some other characters coming in, like maybe if Luke Force Ghost and Anakin's Force Ghost, like I would love to see, kind of talk to him. That would also be calling him Ben Solo. But it just kind of shows that he will be redeemed, and he will let go of his Kylo Ren persona and be Ben Solo again at the end. Ultimately, what I believe that the purpose for Kylo Ren's redemption is, since Star Wars is technically for children, that it teaches children the lesson that love can really conquer all, and that is a universal lesson that everyone tries to teach, and it sounds kind of cheesy, but it is seen in many fairy tales and myths. So I think universally that is the message it can do, and be like, love can save you, where, like, in Revenge of the Sith, Anakin says, like, love can't save you and stuff like that. And as Rose has stated, we must not fight the things we hate. We must save what we love. So love is the ultimate savior, and Kylo Ren's love for Rey will motivate him to his redemption. Kylo Ren and Rey, their union will kind of bring in a new era. Obviously, they will have probably children to continue on the Skywalker legacy, to have more films, and they will just bring balance to the universe, as I said before. And their union started a new era where there is just like force wielders, and they're just balanced. There's no dark side or light side. It's just in the gray area, basically. Or they will both be on the light side and continue like having a Jedi line, and then episode 10 will be the Force trying to balance out itself, and that's the conflict. That's what I believe that this is going. And yeah, so thanks guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you liked it, please subscribe if you haven't already. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and bye!